I don't know why I do this to myself. What's up? Back with another breakdown. This album that I dropped last month, I think. You Still Ain't Done Yet. I have no clue why I made it. Well, really I was just dropping a bunch of songs on SoundCloud and I was like, I may as well just put them on all platforms. So that's really all that was. It really wasn't anything deep with this. But if you haven't seen my breakdown of the EP, I broke down 2 of the songs on there, which was Haha, I think. This one, I got 3 tracks for you, so let's not waste any time. First things first, I'm the realist. We got the first track of the project, the new songs. It's called Fetch. Now, I think with every beat you're gonna see in this video, I used a little thing called Serato. I've showed you guys it before, but if you haven't seen it, it's basically a sampler. So I would drag the sample on here, randomly set different parts of the song, and put them on notes. And I could play that random part. So I chose this. Oh, some of these are down here. Cool stuff. Apparently it was a Christmas song, whatever I sampled. I don't know. I just really just find stuff and just throw them in here sometimes to see if I can turn into something. And speaking of throwing samples, if you don't follow me anywhere, I actually have a sample pack or a loop pack for anybody to buy on my merch store. With it, you can get some really cool sample chops that I've made throughout my years, like probably 2 or 3 years of music making. Got a bunch of stuff to go through. It's a few, about 200 of them. I also have a bunch of melodies that I've made. None are really all that complex though. The main attraction is really the sample chops. I also got some MIDI thrown in here as well as some extra sound effects because why not? The regular version is what I've been showing you right now. And it also comes with some loops and samples from songs I've done before. So you can actually see, I think it's Holiday is what this one is. Yeah, it's the one I just showed you. But I also have samples and melodies from my other projects like Wish You Were Better, as well as You Can Do All Things, and even some songs that I've just now dropped pretty recently, or some other songs that I don't even think are on any albums, like the Nickelodeon Cypher that I did for fun. Figured I'd put you guys onto that because I did want to collab with more people, but I knew the only way I could do that is by actually giving out some loops that I have because I just have so many sitting around. A lot of these I haven't touched. Some you may recognize, especially the ones if you listen to my music and on the extra loop segment, that's where that is. But the more original ones that you've likely haven't heard from me are definitely all in here. And again, there's 200 chops. So if you literally, there's no way you can have any ideas with the list of stuff you can choose from. Now I did say there's 2 versions and this is the second version, just the LITE version. So it's pretty much everything cut in half for the most part. So instead of over 200 chops, it's over 100. The midis and the melodies are also chopped in half. You do get the same amount of sound effects, but you don't get those extra chops that are from my albums and stuff because that's just bonus for being cool. So I think it's as good a time as any to put you on to that. Thank you to those who already bought it. Some people have already gotten their copy and some people have shown me some stuff they made with some of my samples and it's fine. I'm liking it so far. Oh yeah, don't be afraid to show me some shit too. You know, if you have made something, I like working with people. Anyways, back to the beat. So once again, I made the chop, then I made a new Move, Patrick. Then I made a new project. Here we go. We have the beat.
Not again.
You know, it really surprised me the reception I got from this track because I specifically made this only to promote the EP before this album, like whatever this shit's called. I don't remember what it's called. I literally just made it for the little trailer thing. I put it on SoundCloud as well just because, and a lot of y'all liked it, so that's why I decided to put it on the album, and a lot of y'all listened to that one, so kind of surprised me. I do like the beat a lot, and I guess it was also just weird to me because it is such a short song. Like it is really a nothing song. It was like a hook that I had in mind that I've been wanting to use for a couple months, but I just can never figure out what to do with it. So I was just like, whatever, bro, that's the song, who cares? I guess I'll show the part of the beat on this side since that's where everything is. So like I said, this is the original chop that I exported. Oh yeah, I sped it up a bunch of BPMs, if you couldn't already tell, which in turn pitches it up. Something that I don't do as much as I used to is add kicks to beats, but I have one here, a harsh one too. I think I boosted it a little bit, like the bass. Along with that, of course, I added snares and hi-hats. It is some remarkably basic stuff. I did want to have a snare that I don't normally use because around the time I made this beat, I just noticed I was using claps like all the time. So I figured I'd make a beat with a snare for fucking once. But even usually, as you've seen my other breakdowns, I usually add a bunch of other perks or something for textures, and I didn't really do that. I think the only thing I really added was like, yeah, open hat and a reverse version of that. I did add an extra instrument. I think I got it from Xenology. Yeah, it was just like a trumpet that I love spamming on songs. It's just one note, but it's just... You may see it a lot in some of my songs, or maybe some other beats from me, because I have done it a handful of times. I just really like it. I don't know. It's just one 808, but then it's also a bass thing. Let me mute the trumpet real quick. And at that point, that's all the drums. And then I just add the sample. And there you go, another one for the history books.
Tablez, not again.
Shout out to Fairy. I don't know why I still call her that. She doesn't even go by that anymore, but... Hoorah, hoorah. And the next song we have is called Gang. No, I'm not affiliated as much as I would love to be. Just about friends. And this one is another Serato sample moment. Let's see what the song was. Heaven is in Your Mind by Linda Tillery. I don't know why there's a second Serato. Is there a reason for that? Okay, me messing with that just gave me an idea for a kick. That's another really cool part about Serato. Like, here's a couple of joints, actually even from my sample pack, where I use the same sample multiple different times and just chopped them into different ways to the point where some of them, you wouldn't even know that it was from the same sample. Some are definitely more obvious than others though. Like, I think there's one on here that's called Fairy that has 3 samples. But, of course, very different parts of the song, but you can tell. All right, focus, nigga. Anyways, here's the beat. I really wish there was a way I can control the colors of the samples and shit. I don't know. It's random sometimes. I feel like there's a way I can change them to how I want, but I've never figured it out. Anyways, with this one, I don't even know what type of beat you could call this. Is it drill? Not really. I did add a couple of different hi-hats. Very weird pattern, but we also have that. A rim, shaker. I also have a sound effect of, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna assume it's a Link because it's from Wind Waker, but I have a bunch of random sound effects from that game for whatever reason. So sometimes I use them as voxes or chants in songs. Pretty sure I've done it before in previous songs of mine and the breakdowns, but as far as instruments go, I added 2 instruments. Don't remember what they are. I think one of them is, I can probably just look at it, just a regular guitar, and then whatever the hell this is, another guitar. It's not really much to it. It just kind of blends in with the sample. It's hard to tell even sometimes. But there you go. And now I'm pretty sure there's 3 808s in this beat. Yeah, there's a spins, some bullshit, and some super bullshit, like a Chase the Money one. All 3 of them down here. I figured it was like a weird beat, but I really liked it. I just loved how the chop was. And when I was just making these random throwaway songs to put on SoundCloud, I was really just trying to get used to switching things up. I felt like I was being a little too samey with the way I do the bass or some of the claps and stuff. And maybe for some it still sounds samey, but to me it don't. Fuck it. Oh yeah, and also I added this random voice clip. I don't know where this comes from though. Throw some open hats here and there, and then you got a beat. I do want to point out that, because I forgot to do it on the last beat, do usually EQ the sample after I chop them, as well as EQ it some more, like focus on the peaking. What I do here is the same thing I do with like my vocals when I'm mixing a song. I would like to focus on like what may sound like it's like, you hear that? Like hopefully I didn't kill y'all shit doing that. Turn that down, because you aren't gonna hear it when it's like regularly leveled. But maybe on like certain speakers, I feel like it'll peak worse in various situations. So making sure that's down in that specific area, that's why I keep these skinny. I still don't really know too much about frequencies or mixing and all that, but I've seen it help in areas. I also use this as an imager to kind of make things space out a little bit more. Maybe easy to tell, maybe not. And a reverb. But yeah, that's another instrumental for you. How do you feel about me? Okay, one more, and it is over here. I forgot what this one is. Is it Sumn Else? Yep. This sample I used is Rad Butterfly. Or is it Raid? Not Rad. My eyes suck. That extra guitar riff or whatever that sound is just a cool find to me. I remember like some other people watching me work on this particular melody. It was like, ooh, you need to keep that part. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what this part is that I muted. I guess it was something that was, oh, is this right here? But yeah, I literally couldn't recommend this enough. Like if it was easy to clear samples, I would do this for the rest of my life. Which I do want to point out, by the way, same thing with the sample pack. Same goes for when you buy my beats. The responsibility is on the artist who gets to be with the sample on it to try and get that cleared. I'm not going to be getting all these fucking samples cleared for all these beats. I'll be here all day, my whole entire life. I would never get rest. But I'll be surprised if the vast majority of these don't get cleared, because these are pretty out there chops. Anyway, let's get to this last beat. I sped it up, of course, because why not? Again, I don't really know what type of beat this is. I don't know what type of beats I be making, man. That's why I just rap on them myself. Like I can't put a lot of these beats on YouTube because most people put these like type beats, like this type beat. Like I don't know what to list them under. Anyway, let me move this up because I don't know why this is so low. This is actually one of my favorite songs I ever made, mainly just because of how I've been able to use this song to remind myself of things in certain situations that I'm in. Just the idea of pride. I just remember that I make a song about it and I'm just like, okay. And just, it really allows me to make what I believe are more sound decisions after I rethink about the song. I don't know what I would consider my favorite song, but this is definitely up there. It's one of my favorites. But nobody fucking asked, so let's get to the drums. We have hi-hats. You know, normal shit. A rim with reverb on it. Varying velocities on it. Open hats and claps, as well as someone. Oh, it's Toad. It's a Toad voice. Interesting. Thought it was just a random woman. I mean, it probably still is. We got some lasers. More hi-hats. As well as a snap. Throw some more hats and congos in there. Some weirdo ass sounds. I don't even know what this is. Let me see. Star Wars? I couldn't even tell you where that's from. Star Wars, I guess. And some type of wacky perk to just throw at the end of the measures. Then I have a single 808 here, and it's very few and far between throughout the beat. But don't need to be that much, you know? I think it's perfect just how it is. And just like with the previous melodies, all I really added was some EQs, an imager, reverb, and I did add portal to this. I don't remember which effect. But it was made to kind of just have some more varying delays, pretty much. I do it a lot on samples and melodies as well. Just really depends if it needs it. After that, there is 2 other instruments that I play throughout the sample's life. I have a Xenology guitar, or bass. I don't know what it is actually. Let me look at it again. Oh, a clav, excuse me. I did, however, use a saxophone sound from Xenology. Just to add on to the saxophone that was in the sample. And that's a beat and a quarter. So yep, thank you guys so much for the love on the music. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't really feel real. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't get it. Cause I swear I did a piss poor job of advertising the album. Really because I wasn't really trying to. It was just like some songs that were kind of personal, really. I found them to be pretty personal songs. And so I didn't want a lot of them to be really out there, but I was just like thinking to myself, I'm like, doesn't matter. And they're pretty personal songs. And so I just kind of just wanted to just put them on all platforms just because I use Apple Music. So it really means a lot that y'all really enjoy that project. In fact, I dropped an album in December with a lot more push to it. And as I'm recording, this project just hit more streams than the last album in way less time. Like that album's been out for only a month. Like there is a good chance we may get 100K streams on that damn project. Like that's insane. And I mean, it's not really going to do nothing for my legacy, but it'll be a really cool number to see me have, you know. I feel like at the end of these breakdowns, I always say I'm not going to work on more music. And though I have started on some songs and I've had some ideas to pass to other artists as far as like features or shit like that, as of current, I don't have very many album ideas. I do have an idea, but I don't know how much I really feel like going through with that, especially considering I do really want to focus back up on YouTube once I get out of my break, because the past like 4 years really has just been me straight working. Like when it wasn't YouTube or streaming, it just became music. My brain is melting to where I can't even take a break. I started my break in a week and I'm working on 5 videos at the same time. Like I don't know what's going on right now, but at the very least I can say that it's not going to waste. There's people that are out there enjoying what I do, maybe even resonating with it or getting enjoyment out of it. Just the other day there was people partying, DJing my songs. I do want to be able to make better tracks, but at this point I've made so many in less than a year, or I guess in a year, and it is kind of getting me off track of what I really want to do, which is play video games on the internet. Personal update aside, thank y'all for those who've been subscribing to the music channel. I appreciate that. I'll hopefully be having more beats for y'all to look at soon. I do have some songs that I haven't put on all platforms yet on SoundCloud that I may put on all platforms. If you haven't heard them, check out the SoundCloud. You'll definitely see all of my releases first on there. And again, the sample pack, you can check out my website on timmermerch.com. The link will be in the description below. You can cop the sample pack or the sample pack LITE. Like I said, over 200 chops, over 30 melodies, you get MIDI, sound effects, some bonus loops for my songs. And I promise that if you're a producer, this is not a waste of money. This is over 900. This is almost a gigabyte. This is almost a 1 gig folder of shit to use. Like, you better tee up and make something. But if you're not willing to pay 30, people was telling me I was underselling by making it $30. I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot. In fact, if you're in my Discord, I actually have a promo code that you can only find in the server that'll get you $5 off on this sample pack for a limited time. But if that's not enough, but you still have 20 to throw in, I do have a cheaper option, the LITE. Cut in half. Instead of it being around a gig, it's around 500, not 500 gigabytes though, 500 megabytes of melodies and stuff to work with. Thank you guys again for everything. Oh yeah, also check out the merch if you want. I mean, I know it's summertime, so hoodies probably ain't it, but I got bandanas for you, and the hats are pretty quality. Got shorts. It's about that time again.